I'm gonna take my mount to the old town road. I'm gonna roll till ain't got speed no more. No? Never sing again? Welcome back to another Bit Legend video, fellas. So, I do apologize for singing in the intro. That may or may not be cut out. We'll see. I don't know. It felt appropriate at the time, but this is probably one of those things where I look back at the internet and I end up apologizing about it, so whatever. Moving on. So, what are we doing here? I have a good mount. However, it is not a perfect mount. No mount probably is a perfect mount. It's like the Moby Dick of RNG in similar type video games. However, I need 10% more damage mitigation to get to cap. We have 100% block and 60% damage mitigation. No, 64% damage mitigation. And that means I need 6 more. However, we can get this from amps, and depending on how long this video is, I will roll amps. But if the video is too long, then I'll roll amps in a separate video. So there is a good chance we could pick it up there. And the other thing is, two other things. One, this has reflect on it, and reflect is very, very nice. However, when you reflect, your pet doesn't proc, your set doesn't proc. I disagree with that mechanic, but they're concerned about tanks getting too strong, so I really don't know if that's going to change anytime soon. But what it means for me is that it's kind of a problem, because my pet proc's important, my set proc's very important. Even though reflect is cool, reflect isn't great against Guild Boss 5, which is kind of my focus right now. It's good, but me getting a proc and giving one of my high DPS characters on my team more SP means they can do some sort of massive skill and they hit for a bajillion damage. So they might actually do more damage than the boss. And there's a lot of boss attacks that cannot be reflected because obviously the game is prejudiced against tanks. Just kidding, kind of, not really, I don't know, whatever. We're joking. So anyways, we're going to try to roll a better mount. Also, there's a lot of speed on this. I want to get that speed off, and I don't know if I'll do it. I probably won't do it in this video, but the reason I'm keeping this is because my stamina is where I want it. I like anything that has over 600 attack stat, but that 300 speed's going to have to go. So who knows? Maybe someday in the future, if I refine even more, then I'll end up re-rolling this thing. But we basically got 500 speed I could get rid of, and we're at 800 now, so let's do that. Also, if you're wondering, like, why am I making such a big deal over something that seems kind of minor? Because 800 is already pretty low. Does getting to 500 or 300, is it really going to make that big of a difference? And the answer is yes. So, where are we? Where's the mounts? We're going to roll. Think of it this way. If you are a level 200 character, the difference between you and a level 300 character with the same gear is 100 total stats. If I can move my stats out of something that's basically useless to me and put it into something that is useful, which would be attack stat or even stamina, it's almost like you're gaining that in levels. So for me to move 200 speed out of my mount and possibly get other decent bonuses would basically be like me getting 200 levels effectively. And also you can make an argument that levels should give more total stats than they do, but whatever. All right, one battle at a time. We are going to make the legendary mount. I think it's 1,000 to create it because the recipe's right there, and I think it's 4,000 to max it, so 5,000 total. I don't really remember. And it might seem like I'm kind of low on how many materials I have, but I have like 100 more elim tickets, and I can buy a bunch more and all that. Damage and crit. That's actually pretty good. I would accept a really good DPS mount because I do want to have a DPS swap ready for the future. This isn't necessarily it. It's pretty good, but it is not. Do I have to equip it so that I can re-roll it? Is that how this works? I really don't want to equip this right now because let me get it into a different interface and see if I can re-roll it there. I don't want to change my gear right now because people are doing Guild Boss. And I don't want the possibility. So upgrading is right there. I guess if I want to re-roll it, I gotta wear this thing, man. Is anybody attacking Guild Boss right now? Is there a way for me to know? let's just do it real quick. What could go wrong, right? Change. Let's click on this, view, and let's get rolling. We're probably going to get a good DPS mount before we get a good tank mount, just because that's the world's going to give me what I don't want over what I do, whatever. Also, the abort mechanic I've showed in a previous video is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. You can keep the old roll if you prefer it more. Radiation damage and absorb. We are burning through golden materials, but that's how it goes. I'm kind of expecting to do like 40 rolls. I'm not going to count it, but 40 rolls before I get something juicy. Would be nice if there was some way to only aim for offensive bonuses. That would cut this RNG in half, but I don't see that happen anytime soon. And I mean, honestly, the fact that the costs do not increase as you roll is such a massive bonus that I really can't complain about anything. For DPS, since I use Thunder Fury, if I make a DPS build, I'll still use Thunder Fury. Best in slot for me would actually be as high crit damage as possible, and it goes all the way up to 100, and as high elemental damage, electromagnetic EM damage as possible would be best in slot. That's a lot of damage emit, but it's not perfect. Boom. Damage. That's a lot of damage emit there too. But we're going on a journey, fellas. It's going to be a minute. I definitely wouldn't. I was going to say I wouldn't go into rolling mounts unless I had a bunch of materials, but honestly, with the abort mechanic, I do think that you can be brave and say, you know what, I got some excess here. Let's reroll, see if we get lucky. Before, I would honestly probably tell people to roll a second mount. But you might still want to do that now. What if you have a decent mount and then roll another mount that's good, but you want to keep both, but you can't? So you want to roll the extra bonus mount. Maybe that made sense. Give me something exciting. There it is. Damage, emit, and block. How can I use this? Damage, emit, and block. We're going to save that. It's actually a little bit less damage, emit, and block than I have, or damage emit right now. The reason why I'm not super excited about it is, one, I think it's probably going to have a decent amount of speed on it. Am I wearing the right thing? View, equip. I just don't like how that free button is there. I mean, it'll ask you to confirm that you're killing your mount, but still. So that is decent. I don't know. Let's see if I upgrade it. It's not going to tell me how much, it's just random how much speed it could get. So it might be the same. And then the reason why I'm kind of hesitant is I can't get any block out of my build unless I take this off, which is kind of the point of what I'm doing right now. You know, I could put on this horrible device, which has some block and some hit points. It has dodge, which is bad. I lose damage emit, which is totally not worth this. But if I put this on, I really don't want block. I hate this device so much. Hit points okay, dodge bad, getting blocked there is okay, and then I can't really count these bonuses because I already have them anyways. There's no other item that I'd really swap on here. What I could do is I could replace something like this that has horrible bonuses, and I could put a Guild Boss 5 piece on here. That is probably all I could do because I have Thunder Fury. So I could put the Guild Boss 5 helmet on there. Let's go look and see what the Guild Boss 5 helmet looks like. The boys have started to attack the boss. I just opened this thing like an hour or two ago. And then is this the helmet? Hit point, absorb, and dodge. It would be an improvement overall, but is it an improvement better than the Ragdoll? I mean, Ragdoll's, it's what, 16% damage mitigation? Highest damage mitigation option in the game at the moment. I'm not loving it. Not loving it. Do I want to kill this mount? And by kill it, I mean just continue rolling it. Is this mount worth keeping or rolling? The damage mid is actually lower. I'm not going for block because I'm capped on block at the moment. This mount might be nice in the future at, you know, tier 10 when we're not using the defender set, unless there's some way to bring it with us. But maybe by that time we have mythic mounts anyways, and this doesn't matter, so I don't know. We're gonna keep going. I think I'm just gonna keep rolling this mount. If the damage mitt was like 10 or something, then I'd say, okay, it's a keeper, but block. The other thing is, like, if I don't want dodge, and if I don't want absorb, and I don't want reflect, and my block is overcapped, like, the only other thing out there for me is like hit point percentage. So it'd be damage mitt and hit point percentage. So I basically killed all my potential rolling options. Maybe I'll just chill at this. No way to tell where the stats will go when you upgrade it. You just have to upgrade it and see. Damage, mitt, and block. It's just a difficult mechanic because block is super easy to cap, which means it's super easy to overcap. And like I said before, dodge, reflect, and absorb make it so that your procs don't proc, which is super important for a lot of builds. And I have no way of making my block lower unless I mess with my accessory. Because, well, actually, is that true? Is that crap? I know I've got one block, so here I've got 4.8. I've only got one block there. And I'm like right at cap. Look at that. 100.2, fellas, 100.2. I kind of want to just roll another mount. Let's roll another mount. Let's roll a new one. I've got the materials, and who knows, maybe we'll get that nice DPS mount, and then I'll do chips or let's see how much time we have. I might just do chips in this video too. A little bit indecisive. There's been a lot of changes lately, so I'm okay kind of being a little wishy-washy on builds. I'm not worried about it. Boop. Damage mitt and cold. We're going to equip it because for some reason I have to equip these things to re-roll them. Whatever. I would also like a little lock icon to not accidentally destroy these things, but I don't know if that's possible. So we're going to go reselect. And here we go. That was smite, EM damage, and absorb. EM damage can go up to 30%. Special damage types can go up to 30%. So just keep that in mind. 30 EM and 100 crit damage would be the god roll for any DPS build that I got. I think block goes up to 20. Smite, I think it goes to 5. I'm not sure on that one. Damage could go up to 10. See, crit damage. If that crit damage had some EM with it, 20 to 30% on EM, electromagnetic, that would be the roll right there. I would take hit points and damage mitigation, which is weird to say because I always talk so poorly about hit point percentage, and now it's actually rather valuable. Because the more hit point percentage I have, the more I can reduce my stamina, which means I can get more attack stat, which is kind of weird. Holy smokes. I'll keep it for now. It is actually the lowest rolls, almost the lowest rolls possible. I think the minimum on crit damage is like 50 or 60, and the minimum on elemental damage is 20. So we're going to save it. But it's pretty garbo. And since I have excess materials, let's roll another mount. Why not? Let's clog my inventory that is, I think, theoretically unlimited, but probably not. One more mount. We're living the dream. This is all the mount rolls I didn't do. Ooh, we lagged out a little bit there. That might be because I'm uploading the video. But all the mount rerolls I didn't do because I was so patient with my first mount. This is a long scrolling experience. They might want to break this down into various tabs. Hey, there it is, okay. All right, this is the last mount I'm gonna roll. Hey, we got all the colors. We got all the colors. I have to equip this for whatever reason. And then I have to go back into my other interface. This could be slightly improved, that's all I'm saying. And then here, let me make sure my other mount is still alive. Yes, it is. And here we go. So a God tier DPS roll or a super high tank roll. I'm basically kind of rolling for God tier rolls on either. I think hit point percent only goes up to 10%, which is not very compelling here. Damage mitts. Absorb. We got all the colors of the rainbow, man. What's the Pocahontas quote? I don't even know, dude. Oh, EM can actually go under 20%. Didn't know that. Maybe it can go down to 15. And by EM, I mean any elemental. Healing and dodge. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. If you can dodge a mount, you can dodge a ball. We're gonna dodge here. We have gone through like 30 nugs so far. Smite and radiation damage. You know what, actually, I would take damage mitigation and 30% radiation damage because my Ricky pet. Ooh, that's nice. If I rerolled that, I feel like DPS people would riot. So we'll hang on to this for now. I don't know what the point of this video is anymore. I'm very confused. We also burned through a lot of gold there. And so I will equip that. And yeah. So we burnt through a lot of gold and a lot of materials, and I don't know if I'm any closer to my goal. It's not necessarily a complaint. I think it worked out fairly well. We'll probably do another one of that in the future. Let's do some amplifiers. Let's go to browse, photon and hit points. Let's roll this. Photon damage, thermal damage, thermal and crit. Only thing that uses thermal that I know of is the ancient axe that nobody has made yet. Thermal and block, hit point and damage. If I get some sort of god roll DPS, then I will keep it, because I've mentioned that I am somewhat, like, this is a keeper for me. If I go DPS, it's going to be speed NG with Thunder Fury, and Thunder Fury is EM, and speed is speed, and speed for NG, and there you go. So we'll keep that one. EM damage and speed. Crit and dodge, we can reroll this one. Damage mitt and speed. That might almost have a place. The damage mitt's so low. Speed on the tank might make some sense, but it's also another low roll. Hopefully you guys can hear the husky out there. Damage mitt and hit point. That might be the dream. It's basically the mount I was kind of going for. Damage mitt and hit point. It's 2% hit points, which feels like nothing, but it's not nothing. We're gonna hang on to that one. Dude, that husky's letting them have it right now, boys. Hit point percent. Damage mitt. If I get like one amazing roll out of all this effort with the amps, I'm usually good to go. If I get like one good amp per session on the rerolls, crit and absorb. Crit and damage, that's a double offensive, so we're gonna keep that. I might just kill the crit one. And that's crit 2. I just want to make sure I have a handful of offensive ones of ever such. We've got a lot of those. Okay. Well, I just want to at least keep my top 6 offensive amps. Block and EM. Radiation. Oh, and we're out. We're out of materials. Let me see if it's reasonable for me to get a decent amount of epic materials from this. How much is this gonna cost? Exchange. $500,000 gold to get 770. That is 10 elim tickets, a little bit less than 10 elim tickets. It's not the most horrible thing ever. Super crazy expensive, but... And then here, how much would this be? 5 million gold. We might do that, might not. Just because I'm chilling on refunds right now does not mean that I want to go crazy with all that. So, bump, 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 crit, crit, smite and crit, crit and EM damage, damage and hit points, crit, crit damage and emit. Okay, let's reroll this one. EM damage and dodge. Damage mit and life steal. Life steal's Garbo. Speed. Dodge. EM and reflect. Dodge and damage mit. Yep, that's a keeper. Let's see. I'm not a big fan of the dodge. You guys have heard me complain about dodge plenty. I do need this block to cap block. So that's actually the one that I'd want to swap. But I guess I can lose. This is just a tiny amount of reflect anyways. So I feel like that's probably okay. We gained a little bit of total stats there. We were 71-21, so we gained, what, 15? Because math, yeah. And damage mit, 66. So we need like 4% more, which is totally theoretically possible. So that's got damage mit, damage mit. This one's gonna have to go. This one, I need damage mit and block, and a high roll on block at that. So that'll be the next thing I'm chasing. Let's keep rolling some out of materials, and that'll be the vid, man. Radiation damage, what are you doing here? Absorb and crit, smite and lifesteal, EM damage, lifesteal, absorb and radiation, smite and damage, that's a double. So for my offensive set, I'll keep that. Bump, 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 bump. Crit, and smite and damage, smite and crit. Crit. Okay, dude, that husky's just going crazy, man. I think they're trying to like teach her not to talk by ignoring her. And it's not working, fellas. To be honest though, I really like dogs. It doesn't bother me at all. I just know it's not great for a video. But whatever. I wish I had my old setup because the microphone I had would actually like cut out all that. But I like dogs, dude. I'm cool with it. Damage mit and dodge. The stats aren't great. The rolls are very low. It's definitely a keeper, but the journey continues. Damage mit and crit damage. We're just gonna keep rolling. Hit points and block. I need a juicy block and damage mit roll. I need 4.6 block and the highest damage mit you can get me. Insufficient items. You know, I feel committed at this point. This is gonna be like, so this is 5.4 million gold. That is a lot of gold, a lot of ordeals. And then this is another million. That's a lot of materials though. What else am I gonna put the gold on, man? If I can cap damage mit, honestly, mathematically, probably no one would notice this, but I tell you what. What else am I gonna do, you know? Hey. What are you gonna do when you feel like you're at the top? You're gonna keep doing stuff. Hit point percent. All right, let's change this. Hit point and damage, block and lifesteal, photon damage. Come on. 4.6 block and a ton of damage mit. The dream. Also, low speed would be nice. Hit point and cold. First time we're seeing cold for a while. We're also spending gold here, so don't forget that as well. This ain't free. But I gotta say, if you saw my recent video where I finished off my last 2+15s, if that said block and damage emit, and the stats are even good too, if there were those 3 little letters, MIT, were on this, that would be quite nice. Low rolls, but you know, hey. I got so lucky in the last 2+15s on my refines that I feel okay doing a bunch of crazy rolls here. I was braced for impact so much that if this just had damage emit on it, man, we'd be good to go. That I feel okay doing this. I had so much gold saved up. I think I walked in there with like 41 million gold, and I was like, you know what? We're finishing this today. And then boom, it wasn't that bad. Very surprising, because I've had some scary moments. I got 3 -1s in a row. I've had friends that got -3. Scary time. Speed and crit. That's a keeper. Even damage speed, damage emit and dodge. I might work that one in. This one I can get rid of. Reflect and speed. For some reason my eyes saw it. I was like, oh, that's the... Well, no, it's not. For anybody who's made it this far in this video, I gotta say that's what's up. Crit damage and crit. I'm gonna post all these double offensive ones to my DPS friends and be like, is this any good? And then just kind of troll with it and see how it goes. But I think I now have enough double offensives that I have excess and I can kind of cut those down. Damage emit hit points. That might be the one, man. But I need some block damage and crit. Crit damage and damage emit. There needs to be some sort of better interface to make this so you can see all of them at the same time. Oh, block and reflect. That might be better than the one that I have already. Block and absorb with speed, and that one's block and reflect. So I've lost some absorb, I gained some reflect. I lost a lot of speed for that one, but I gained total stats. So we're not exactly where we want to be. Gain a little total stats there. So where are we at? All right, absorb and damage emit, and low speed on that one. Absorb and damage emit, block and reflect, and I'll double check my stats to make sure that block is capped. I think it should be 0.08 over or 0.1 over. This is the one that needs to get changed out though. But you know what? If I switch that with the damage emit and hit point one. And the sad part is most of this is mainly because the fact that you can't proc your pet when you absorb, block, or dodge. No, it's not block. Absorb, reflect, or dodge. Block is fine. Sad times, man. Sad times. So I know we passed it there. I'm just double checking. We got a lot of offensive stuff now, man. So boop. There. So we can get 2 more rank 9s, but those are so good I probably won't be able to replace them. And you're only getting like 10 to 15 more stats, so it's not the end of the world. Damage emit and dodge, damage emit reflect, damage emit and hit points, block and reflect, so that could be damage emit and block, or this one could be damage emit and block. Let's see what we got. Absorb is super low. That might be too low on absorb. So I might actually go back to the other one. Reflect is nice, but absorb saves lives. Let's keep rolling a little bit more. Let's finish off whatever materials I got, because they're not doing anything else for me. Wrong page. We've been doing a lot of filming today, fellas. So crit damage can go. Amps really are the secret, though. You might look at someone else and be like, hey, we have similar total stats, similar gear, but why? I don't use cold, unfortunately. But why is so-and-so doing a ton more damage or whatnot? It's probably because his amps are freaking baller. You know, if you're looking at like Gibby or Vashir, I know has some really baller amps. If you get really good amps with double offensive bonuses, or even for tanks, double defensive bonuses, we're done. It makes all the difference. I remember when I was gearing up, just unlocking a new amp was huge, and then getting double offensive bonuses or double defensive bonuses in my case was a really big thing. But anyways, all right, we're lagging a little bit. Why am I scrolling down so far? Let's go back. Let's go here. I want to see how much I would have if I converted all of my green. I've only got 11 green, so obviously not a lot. And then here. Oh my goodness, did I just put green back and forth like a dummy? Yeah, we did. Okay, it's not a lot anyways. Let's dismantle some stuff, call it a day. This is a bunch of Guild Boss trash from the trophies and from unwanted Guild Boss items. To my knowledge, this tank necklace still is missing 100 total stats, and that's not going to be easy to fix. I don't use those. So I'm just going to destroy all this stuff in one. Dismantle that. We could do some Empyrean fragment stuff, but there's nothing I really want. We did get some materials there. We'll convert this last batch, and that'll be it. So I think we made progress. I don't know. I'm probably going to go back and put the absorb back on. Oh, did I just do it again, dude? Did I? All right. We're doing it right? Are we? And I convert all these into blue. Am I doing this whole thing wrong? I feel like I'm doing it wrong. All right, let's double check it. I wish they would just put the arrow back that showed you which way is it going. I can't be the only one who screws that up. But all right. Long video, the final push. Browse. Hit point and crit. Yeah, we can roll this one. Damage mitt. Speed and crit damage, dude. I'm going to have too many good DPS ones. I'm going to have to figure it out. Absorb and dodge. We're going to keep that one. If I got a rank 9 absorb and damage mitt, that would be pretty good. Crit and EM damage. Oh my god. They're all very good double offensives now. So we're keeping that one until we figure it out. Speed might be the way to go. Crit and crit damage, of course, that's going to be nice. That's a keeper. Speed and crit with a lot of speed on it. That's probably a keeper. Damage and smite. I might be able to do this one. The problem is if I ever go artist, I'm going to want as much smite as possible. And that's also smite with kind of cool stats. Crit and EM damage is pretty good. Crit and damage. Crit and damage. Speed and crit. I don't see myself going artist anytime soon, unfortunately. EM damage and damage mitt. Cold. A little bit of lag there. Could be the net. Hit point and reflect. Cold. Thermal and hit points. Hit points. Reflect. Cold and block. We still want damage mitt and a high block roll. But damage mitt and absorb would be pretty good. I do feel like my absorb's probably a lot lower than it should be. EM damage, speed. Photon damage and crit. I don't use photon. I would be using EM damage. And we're out. Okay, so we've made some form of progress here. I feel my absorb is probably lower than it should be, but I'll mess around with this for a little bit. I do have the rank 8 that I could put back on that had absorb on it, but we'll be fine. We're not dying in anything important. But it just goes to show how very important your amplifiers are. So I would like a damage mitt. If this was damage mitt and block, boom, done deal. Or this damage mitt and block or something. I don't know. How close are we? We got a little bit more hit point percent. That's kind of cool. We were able to drop dodge down by 1%. Block still stayed cap. Absorb dropped by like 2%, which feels a little bit less than it should. Ideal if I absorb at 10 and reflect at 10, that'd be pretty nice. But we got juicy bonuses in there. Damage mitt, 68.5. We're not too far from capping that. That's going to happen. All right, boys, if you stuck around for the long video, appreciate it. I know we're all over the place, but that's how we roll. As always, appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another video.